Hi guys and welcome to the Tierra Lina YouTube channel. So this is part 2 of my yoga challenge, the yoga challenge that I did for 8 days in a row where I learned a new yoga pose every single day. So if you want to try the other 4 poses, go check out my part 1 as well. And yeah, now I'm gonna show you the last 4 poses that I did. So I'm gonna show you how it worked out for me, and then I'm gonna give you some tips so you will be able to do it as well. Good luck and have fun watching. Hi guys and welcome on day 5 from my yoga challenge. So today will be again a stability exercise. If you look at a picture, just for a second you think, that's easy, but if you think about it, I think it's gonna be much more difficult than it looks. So I'm gonna try to get in the move first, and if it goes easy, which I don't think it will be, I'm gonna try to stay there for as long as I can. But yeah, I think it is more difficult than it looks, so I'm gonna try it out and we will see how it goes. Today's pose is called Acala Acambhenatha Asana. I don't know how it is about you, but for me, I've never seen this pose before. So that's why I really want to try this out, because it looks special and different. As you could see, I did it. So now it is your turn. Start by warming up your feet. Do some standing on the tiptoes. Loosen them up, shake them. Make them like really loose. To warm up, start in a low squat position. Try to push your knees far away from each other. Now you're gonna try to bring your feet closer and closer to each other and try to place them flat on the floor. I know this is really difficult for a lot of people, but just try to put them as flat on the floor as you can without falling. This is a really good stretch for your ankles, so it will help you to get into the pose easier. Before you go to the pose right away, start to balance on your both feet. This is already hard, you're gonna see, so you really have to make sure that this balance is perfect. If you want to rest out in between, you can do some child pose for a few breaths, and this will help you. Now we're gonna try to balance on one foot. So take one of your legs, put it on the other one, place your foot as high as you can in your hip. This will make it easier for you. And now try to get on your feet like this. So curl your toes under, push yourself up. Now try to straighten your back and balance right here. Really focus, take some deep breaths, and try to take your hands off the ground. Don't forget to do everything both sides. So switch leg and try this side. This may be your better side, or maybe your less good side. You will see. I have another pose for you guys to practice your balance. Go stand on your toes, place your feet next to each other. Also make sure your heels are placed against each other. Open your hips and try to balance right here. You can always leave your hands on the floor when you think you're gonna fall down. Now stretch out a little bit, because in the pose you're gonna take your toe and you're gonna stretch out your leg. So that's why you need some flexibility. So try to do some exercises right here. I show you some. Just do something that feels good. Try to really work on that flexibility before you go in the pose. By working on your flexibility, this will give you a bigger chance that it will work out. So that's why this is really interesting for you to do before you try out the pose. Now you are all warmed up and you can do the pose. Start with a yoga block or something that you can place under your foot, because otherwise it's gonna be really difficult to do it all correct from the first time. So now place your foot on the yoga block, stretch out your full leg and try to balance right here for a few breaths. Now we're gonna try the same but without the yoga block. So your foot is gonna fly in the air. Try to take your hands off the floor and balance right here for a few breaths. Now you're again gonna take the yoga block, place it in front of you again, but now we're gonna do the full pose. So take your big toe with your hand and the other hand goes right up, and that's it. If you're not flexible enough and you can't reach out your toe, that's no problem. Put the yoga block closer in front of you and you can do it with bended knee like this. So now we're gonna try out the full yoga pose without a yoga block. As you can see, my baby wants to join us as well. Take your big toe, stretch out your leg, try to push your knees against each other and your other arm goes up. And that's it. And with a child pose to stretch out, and then you can try it again, maybe for some longer. And I'm sorry to say this, but I think she is doing it all wrong. Not flexible enough? No problem. Just bend your knee like we did before. Hi guys, so today's already day 6 of my yoga challenge. Today's move needs some flexibility. I don't think it is that difficult. I just think you really need the flexibility. You also need a back bend, which I'm not flexible in. I'm not flexible in my back at all. So I'm really gonna warm up first and then try to get in the pose. It's also not that I'm flexible because I don't train it. It's because I have something with my back and I will be never flexible in my back. But still, I just want to try this one because my problems are not getting in the way of me trying out some new yoga poses. So I'm just gonna really warm up and really work on my flexibility first before I try to get into the move. A really good tip to start with is a foam roller. With this you can massage your back because you're really gonna need the flexibility in your back, and this will help you to get your back warm. Now to warm up, what I do is some yoga flow, but focusing on my back flexibility. So mostly if I do something, I start with some flow yoga and not just flexibility exercises. This is because I think working on your flexibility goes way easier if you are doing a flow yoga, because when you're doing a yoga, you're more focused on your breathing, and because you're more focused on the breathing, it will all go easier to get into a pose. You will also be able to take a pose deeper, so that's why I suggest to do some flow yoga instead of just really training that flexibility and really pushing yourself beyond your limits. So this is a yoga pose that I'm gonna share with you today because it is really healthy. So you're gonna place a yoga block underneath your back. It goes right above your butt. Then you're just gonna lay down and fully relax in this pose. everything that you're doing in your daily life is taking the opposite position as this one. So this is to really open up your body. You're gonna feel it, you're gonna feel so good. This is also a really good exercise to do every single day. Now some exercises to open up your hips. This is really important because you want to go into the lotus pose. So if you're not able to do this, you really have to train on your hip flexibility. The first you can do is lay down on your back and put your feet against each other and open up your knees. Now relax for a few breaths. Another thing you can do is place your foot on your opposite knee and try to push your knee downwards. Stay in this position for a few breaths. If you want, you can try to lean forward as far as you can. Make sure you do both legs. Again, really important to do this both legs, also because then you're gonna know which is your better side, and also the less good side you really have to train, so don't forget to do both sides. Another really important exercise that everyone knows is the butterfly position. Stay there, press your knees downwards. Just do what feels right and it will help you. So before we go right away to the full pose, we're gonna do some bridges, some half bridges and after some full bridges. So here are some examples that you can practice. When you feel ready to do the move, then just go for it. There's not much that I can explain about it, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So first go into your lotus position. If you have that, you can go lay back on your back and then try to push your hips all the way up. Place your hands underneath your hips and then try to bend your back as far as you can. If it's possible for you, try to place your knees horizontal, but for me this is not possible because my back is not flexy enough. Hi guys, today is day 7 of my yoga challenge. I will be doing this for 8 days, so that means that tomorrow is the last day. Tomorrow I'm gonna do the most challenging thing for me, so that's why I picked today a little bit like more easy move. This one actually just need a lot of flexibility, so for people who are really flexible, this is super easy because it's only focused on flexibility. It doesn't have that much of a technique, but I'm not so flexible. The flexibility you need right here is your back and also your splits. So 2 things I don't really have. So for me, this is a challenge. So if you're not so flexible, this is a challenge for you. If you are, this will be really easy for you, and probably you have done this like 1,000 times before because it's a kind of famous move, you will know it. But yeah, I'm gonna try it and then after I'm gonna explain it. Well, there's actually not much of an explanation because it's just pure flexibility. So yeah, here we go. This is the pose we are going to do today. That is called the Nirbhaya Kapota Asana, also known as the Mermaid pose. So as you could see, I did it. The thing why this is really hard for me is because it actually needs some, like, I need to be stable in this position, but if you are flexible, you will be flat on the floor. Like if you can do your splits, you will be able to do this move flat on the floor, and then it will be easier to stay in the position. But because of, if you don't have your splits like me, you're not flat on the floor, and then you're not so stable, so it's like hard to stay there because you kind of like fall. But yeah, I'm gonna explain to you, I'm gonna give you some tips to like work on your flexibility, but there's not much I can say about it because it doesn't have much technique, and it's not difficult. So yeah, good luck trying it yourself. To start this move, we're first gonna do some flexibility exercises. So we're gonna do some high lunges, some low lunges. Make sure you do this both sides. You can do other things as well. Just try to train your splits as much as you can because this will help you to get into the pose. The first move you're gonna do before you go to the pose is the pigeon that looks like this, so you can really work already on that back. You will feel that this is really heavy for your back, so in between you can do some back massages, and that you can do this way. Go lay on your back, take your knees and roll around a little bit to massage. If you think that you worked enough on your back and split flexibility, we can go into the pose. So we start from a pigeon pose like this. Then slowly bend the knee from your leg that is all straight and try to put your toes inside your elbow like this. Now you're gonna bring your other arm all up and try to take your hands like this, and then try to balance right there, and you are in the pose. Hi guys, today is day 8, the last day of my challenge, and today I'm gonna do the elbow stand because this is really a challenge for me. I wanted to do this for a long time, but I actually never tried it before, so I'm really curious about how this is gonna go. I'm only giving myself 1 day, which is not a lot of time, so I hope this will work. Probably I won't stay there for long, but at least I'm gonna try it, and then I'm gonna build it up in some more days. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Also, yeah, today is a stupid day. It's raining, so really sad that for the last day I couldn't do this outside, but yeah, nothing to do about it. But let's try it. Voila, here we have it, the elbow stand or the forearm stand. I'm gonna try it out. I wait so long for this because I'm afraid to click, but I learned some tricks and I'm ready to do this. Let's try it out. As you could see, it worked. I could stand for a few breaths. I really wanted to try it more, but I'm just done with it today because I'm really tired. My shoulders are really tired, so I can't like practice anymore today. So I'm gonna try to do it like the next days, the next weeks. I'm gonna try to practice on this, but yeah, I can give you some tips, and that's will be it for today, because then I'm gonna rest out, and that's the end of my yoga challenge. So enjoy this last pose. I hope it will work. If it doesn't work for you, it means you don't have enough strength yet. The thing is, I'm really strong in my shoulders, so that's why it worked for me from the first time, but it's normal if it doesn't work out for you just right away. So just give it time, try to build up that strength and that flexibility in the shoulders, and then you will be able to do it as well. To warm up, we're gonna start in a dolphin pose. Take your elbows to measure the distance how they should stand. Lay your hands flat on the floor and now curl your toes under and go stand like this. If it's not possible, bend your knees, that's no problem. Walk a little bit in this position. Just really important that you really push those shoulders back. This pose is just like a downward facing dog, but then with your elbows on the floor. To train the strength in your shoulders, you can go down and back up to dolphin. Do this as many times you like. To start, we're gonna work against the wall. Measure the right distance, put your feet against the wall, and then where your butt is sitting, there your elbows should be. Now again, take your elbows to measure and put your hands flat on the floor. Now we're gonna walk up the wall with our feet. Now try to form a straight L. This is a really good exercise before you go to your elbow stand. Before you do your elbow stand off the wall, we're gonna try it against the wall. By pushing yourself off the wall, it goes much softer and it will be easier to find the right balance. Try to balance right here as long as you can before you go off the wall. If you are afraid to click over, don't worry. Just tuck your head, bend your knee and put your feet first on the floor. If you feel confident enough about this, we can take it off the wall. Before you start the balance, click over a few times just to make sure that you're not afraid to fall. So again, tuck your head, bend your knee and place your feet on the ground. Do some child pose in between because I know this is really heavy for your shoulders. Now it's time to balance. This is all about practicing. It's also not like a handstand where you have to try to keep all straight. With the elbow stand, you really have to make sure that you're bending your back. That will give you a better balance. So guys, that was it. That was my full yoga challenge. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. And yeah, I also hope that it worked out for you. So if it did, if you have any questions, if you wanna tell me how it went, leave it in a comment below because I'm so curious about your story, and I will also answer all your questions if you have some because I really wanna help you out. Yeah, if you liked it, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you wanna see more. And then hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye guys!